And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 302 Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell. With me tonight, Scott Cameron. We're here at Caesar Rodney High School for a top 5 matchup in Division I Wrestling and the Henlip Conference North as the Sussex Central Golden Knights, the defending Division I state champions, currently ranked number 3 in the state of Delaware, and they come up to Camden to take on the number 4 ranked Caesar Rodney Riders. And it's been a while, Scott, since this has been a serious matchup, but tonight it's a serious matchup. Let's talk a bit about what we have going on here tonight.
Yeah, we're really excited to be here, Benny. We're talking about 4 number 1 wrestlers in the state of Delaware. 4 top-ranked wrestlers are going at it for Sussex Central, who's ranked 3rd in the state, and Caesar Rodney, that's ranked 4th. So you want to talk a little bit about our top seeds here, some of the matchups to watch, and some of the guys that we're looking for. Right at 113, we're talking about number 4 versus number 5. Kevin Bowen of Caesar Rodney, a junior, against Yanni Garcia of Sussex Central, a senior. One of the real key matchups we're really excited to see, Benny, and we can talk a little bit about that, is 120 is Mike Primo from Caesar Rodney, a junior who we love. We've seen a lot wrestle over the years, and he's taking on Javon Saffold. Super quick, lightning quick, Sussex Central sophomore.
Not tonight. Saffold not in the lineup.
Oh,
Saffold not in the lineup. Don't know. Yanni is moving up to 120 tonight, I got. So Saffold not in the lineup.
Got some inside information.
I love it. Well, I know Javon very well, and he's not on the mat right now. And I did hear that Morales-Gonzalez did weigh in at 120. So I'm not sure what's going on. So I guess we're going to see Ankrum and Jester both being used at 106 and 113. And that's the only inside information I had, and that's just coming from the weigh-in sheets.
Yeah, and Jester's a talented freshman who's been wrestling in Delaware for a long time.
Well, let's talk about these number 1, Scott, because like you said, we have 4 of them in the lineup tonight. We'll start with the first one at 126 pounds, 2-time state champ, senior, 21-2, Cameron Hayes. He's ranked number 1 at 126 pounds.
Yeah, and Cameron Hayes is a guy that I've watched wrestle for a long time, winning his 2 state titles, and last year losing in the semis and wrestling back. He's a really, really humble, really excellent wrestler, technically sound. He's a kid that you almost never see make mistakes, Benny.
Right.
And he's almost perfect technically, and he's a real joy to watch. Hard worker, and he's carrying the torch for a lot of really the great wrestlers in Delaware right now. But he's someone we're looking forward to.
Well, and I guess the match is starting at 160, so if it comes down to it, Caesar Rodney has weighed in their freshman, Josh Harvey, at 126 pounds also. So I guess maybe if they have to take a chance, make a move. Our next number 1 to talk about, 132 pounds for the Sussex Central Golden Knights at 11-3 this year, also a defending state champion, senior Rashad Stratton.
Absolutely, and he's another one that we really have our eye on. I think he's electric, he's lightning, and he loves to score a lot of points. He's always attacking, and I think early on in his career he had some problems with conditioning, but now I think last year watching him, I haven't seen him much this year, but I think he's really worked hard and he's put himself.
He has also stepped up his top game. He's a very tough top wrestler so far this season, and maybe the Riders have frozen him a little bit tonight. Central, who knows what the coach wants to do, but in a tight match like we're expecting, you usually don't move number 1 on number 1 unless you have to, because at 138 is Jackson Dean, the sophomore state champ out of Caesar Rodney, 20-2 on the season, ranked number 1. And this guy is turning a lot of heads and has been since last February.
Yeah, and he lit it up, and he had a really good Beast of the East. And I don't see them moving Stratton up the wrestle, even though I would love it.
Oh, I'd love the match.
That'd be incredible.
Our views would probably be up to 1,000 before the end of the night if we did that.
Yeah, there you go. I don't see that happening, but Jackson Dean's another one that's early on and hopefully a legendary career for Delaware.
And the other number 1 for Sussex Central Golden Knights at 182 pounds, junior Mike Wright. He's 17-4 in the season. And this kid, he has quietly put himself in the number 1 class kid, one of the nicer kids you're going to meet. But I tell you what, when the whistle blows and he's inside that circle, watch the crossface cradle coming.
Yeah, and he's been wrestling varsity since he's a freshman, and he's had a really good career, and he's beaten quite a few of the kids in the top 6, both at 170 and 182, and he had a good season last year. So he's someone that we're looking for Sussex Central to score a lot of points on this match.
One move made by the Caesar Rodney Riders, ranked number 5th in the state at 132 pounds. Ben Anderson, he's a junior, 11-6. He's weighed in at 138. So we could very well see Anderson bumping up to 145 tonight from his 132-pound spot to go against the sophomore Jaden Savage. Or who knows what they're going to do there. Jackson Dean, I'm sure he's going to be there to freeze Stratton at 132. But I think one of the biggest matches of the night, and it's going to be the last match of the night if it comes down to it, Number 3, Riley Tracy, a junior, 17-6 for the Riders. And number 4, Drew Morris, senior, 15-2. They've met once already this season with Tracy pulling out a tight 4-3 decision at the Battle of the Beach.
Yeah, and it's great to see these two teams with such great tradition. We're going to see Coach Shane Miller in action in his first year for Sussex Central after he'll be the third coach in the history of Sussex Central.
Right.
And this is his first season.
50, 60 some years.
Yeah, so Herb Bassinelli, longtime coach, followed by Phil Schultai, who was coaching before, I would say, nearly everyone here was born.
Right.
And so I think Shane Miller's carrying on that tradition for Sussex Central. And they have a super strong team, ranked third in the state, defending state champ. So we're excited to see them. And I've been at a lot of Sussex Central Caesar Rodney matches. And I've been at some of the matches, 15 years ago when you couldn't get in.
Right, absolutely.
So
well, let's talk about the Caesar Rodney head coach, Dan Rigby, alumni here. He was, as it was Shane Miller, he's an alumni at Caesar Rodney. But he's got an all-alumni staff. Steve Bilbro back in 2005, Chris Harris back in the early 2000s, and full disclosure, assistant coach Trey Mitchell is my son, so if I won't slant towards the Riders, but yeah, if you do, that's why. But full disclosure here, but again, full disclosure, I am a Sussex Central alumni, so a pretty fair match for me to call tonight. But he goes with Sierra goes with have an all-alumni staff, which is something you don't really see a lot from power programs. They usually bring in top guys, but they kind of already have them here.
Yeah, and for me as a long-time volunteer assistant at Cape Henlopen, I'm the neutral party today, Benny.
Right.
And I'll be the voice of reason to break any disputes between these two teams. So.
Well, you're watching 302 Sports. Henlopen Conference Wrestling is a top 5 matchup in the state in Division 1. Let's talk about some of the people that make this possible. We'll start with Louis Pizza. Home of the Grinder, 11 Rehoboth Avenue on Rehoboth Beach. It's just a few steps from the boardwalk, folks. And if you lived in Delaware, you've been to the Rehoboth Beach boardwalk. Louis Pizza was our sponsor of our player of the game throughout football season. Also making our broadcast possible is Barclays Heating and Air out of Smyrna, Delaware. And Ginger and John Barkley, big sports fans, big Smyrna fans, big wrestling supporters. Barclays Heating and Air. And I've used them, and I can tell you, on time, and you get good work out of them at a fair price. Also, another wrestling connection, Delaware Self-Defense Academy, Royce Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. They're in Middletown, Camden, Smyrna, and now Rehoboth Beach. That's Ronnie Wiest. He's the dad of the number 1 ranked 195-pounder in the state, Tony Wiest. And Dream Scouting Network. During football season, they were our players to watch sponsor. Dream Scouting Network staying with us, and they help us with throughout the season with their support. And tonight's wrestler of the night will be the Hammer of the night, brought to you by the Henlopen Hammer Wrestling Club. Henlopen Hammer is out of Kent and Sussex County. And finally, not only is Scott our color commentary guy, but he's our man, Sodell Concepts, who is our main sponsor for all our downstate broadcasts, Sodell Concepts. And if we get a break tonight, we'll even get a chance to talk a little bit of food, because Scott is the CEO of Sodell Concepts, and at 302 Sports, we appreciate the support of Sodell Concepts, and they make our broadcast possible. And with that being said, we're going to cut to a quick commercial timeout. Most likely, probably going to be something from Sodell Concepts, so we'll be right back, folks, with you with Sussex Central and Caesar Rodney coming up.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
And welcome back, folks, to Caesar Rodney High School, home of the Riders. The Sussex Central Golden Knights have warmed up, waiting for the Riders to make their appearance onto the mat. And, Scott, let's talk about there's some other big matches going on in the state tonight. First off, St. George's and Delcastle. That could very well decide the Flight A champion and who's going to make it to the state duels.
Yeah, Delcastle had a really good showing in the Delcastle tournament. I followed that one on track line. That was they're an exciting team to watch. St. George's has got a top-ranked wrestler themselves, and I agree with you, Benny. I think that's going to be a pivotal match this year. The other match is Sussex Smyrna against Cape Henlopen.
At Smyrna, I believe, tonight.
Yeah,
It's going to be. I'm not sure what that duel's going to do. Cape got bit hard by graduation. 8 seniors gone, and Smyrna kind of reloading a little bit. And
Smyrna could probably beat some college teams.
so, folks, the riders are going to come out and warm up. We're going to have to cut away, folks, because of the licensing of the music. So we'll be back after the riders warm up. tell you what, tonight, if you can listen for the names, because I don't know all the guys, so just try to listen for the names, because I got to type them into there. So out come the Golden Knights, and we're getting ready to go, Scott. And I have to say tonight, advantage Caesar Rodney, lower weights. Advantage Sussex Central, upper weights.
Yeah, and that's what makes for a really good matchup and a classic and a classic wrestling match where it kind of neutralizes some of the moves you can make. And I think with some of the top-ranked wrestlers, it's going to freeze some of the moves.
Right. So here goes, folks. We're going to cut away to public address announcer and the starting lineups.
Such achievement in spite of being totally blind. Ed's determination to succeed and positive impact on the community is his legacy. He continued his incredible accomplishments as he graduated from Harvard University, where he was not only a notable wrestler, but was also a team captain. Ed then completed Harvard Law School and had been working as an attorney for the Department of Justice and the U.S. Marshal Service in Washington, D.C. Tonight we gratefully acknowledge the positive impact Edward Bordley has had upon many of us. His spirit lives on well. We now ask for a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cedar Rodney High School for tonight's game between the Sussex Central High School Golden Knights and Shore, Caesar Rodney. The Caesar Rodney School District endorses interscholastic athletics as part of the total educational experience. In all aspects of interscholastic athletics, everyone involved in this athletic contest must be held to the highest standards of sportsmanship, ethics, and integrity. At this time, we'd like to announce participants in the starting lineup for both teams for tonight's match. Tonight's match will begin at 160 pounds. Wrestling for Sussex Central, Devin Pearsall. Wrestling at 170 pounds for Sussex Central, Tyler Bunting. And for your rivals, Sam Wrestling at 182 pounds for Sussex Central, Michael Wright. And for your rivals, Austin Wrestling at 195 pounds for Sussex Central, Junior Cruz or Luis Velasquez. And for your riders, Paul Hicks. Wrestling at 220 pounds for Sussex Central, Hiram Lasher. And for your riders, Brandon Hall. Wrestling at 285 pounds for Sussex Central, Tyler Carr. And for your riders, Heather Hudson. Wrestling at 106 pounds for Sussex Central, Mason Ankrum. And for your riders, Wrestling at 113 pounds for Sussex Central, Cole Jester. And for your riders, Vivian Wrestling at 120 pounds for Sussex Central, Yanni Morales. And for your riders, Mike Carrillo. Wrestling at 126 pounds for Sussex Central, Dante Fido. And for your riders, Cameron Wrestling at 132 pounds for Sussex Central, Rashad Stratton or Junior. And for your riders, Dave Garrett. Wrestling at 138 pounds for Sussex Central, Brandon Greenlee. And for your riders, Dustin P. Wrestling at 145 pounds for Sussex Central, Jaden Savage. And for your riders, Jackson Dean or Ben Anderson. And finally, at 152 pounds for Sussex Central, Drew Morris. And for your riders,
All these ranked wrestlers on the board tonight, and we're going to start off with two unranked guys and end with possibly two ranked guys. Nice tribute to former state champ Boardley, 1975, passed away earlier this year. The only blind state champion in the state of Delaware.
That's amazing to me, and a graduate of Harvard and
Right.
Harvard Law School. I mean, that's somebody who really challenged life,
Absolutely.
made the most of his life.
Absolutely.
That's a great lesson for a lot of the young wrestlers out there. One of the things wrestling really does for you.
So we on to the coin flip. Tonight's referee, Joe Lobozo. Looks like the riders have won the toss, and they're going to take odds. That means they will have choice in the first match. Interesting. They're going to put choice on the 132-pound match. So, folks, we're going to come again for the national anthem. We'll be right back with the match between the Caesar Rodney Riders and the Sussex Central Golden Knights. couple of quick thank yous before we get started here. I want to thank Athletic Director Bob Baran here at Cesar Rodney High School getting us set up tonight and allowing us to stream tonight's matchup between the Knights and the Riders. Also, my cameraman tonight, Cameron Nestor, a student here at Cesar Rodney, part of their film programming. I'm not sure what the exact title of it is, but a little bit of their broadcasting stuff they do here in the school.
So far, doing an outstanding job.
Outstanding, yes. Now we're going to put him to the test. So here we go, folks, 160 pounds. And checking in already, that is Trey Jones for the Riders.
And we're expecting to see Devin Pearsall come out, a junior, 12-8 from Sussex Central.
And that's who comes out. Devin Pearsall for the Riders. So here we go, folks. 160 pounds about to get underway.
And he's up against Trey Jones of Cesar Rodney, a junior, with a 3-5 record to date. So I'd consider this a toss-up match.
Absolutely.
Right, Benny?
Yeah, and talking to some of the CR coaches, this is one they toss up that they want to keep close if they can't win it.
So we'll see if Pearsall can impose his will on Trey Jones and pick up a toss-up. I think in order for Sussex Central
Pearsall's locked up in the body lock, trips, takes him right to his back, takedown for the Riders. And they go out of bounds, and he picks up 2 back.
Hey, that's a great move. Great move for a kid that's 3-5 to come out there in a big match, bright lights, lock up a body lock. Pretty impressive, Benny.
I think the tone of this match tonight, Scott, is Sussex Central wants to tell people we're still here, and the Riders want to tell people we're back. Big match up here in January.
Yeah, I think it's great for the state of Delaware that these two powerhouses have strong teams this year. Great to see.
Jones is a little heavy out front. He's going to give it the escape on the edge, 4-1. And Pearson, he went for that inside trip, but this Jones kid's long and lanky. You got to be careful.
He is. Pearsall's more of a prototypical 160-pounder, and I'd say Trey Jones is a long and lanky guy for sure.
Over pass, then nothing there, and goes right to a single leg. Jones falls to the hip, is able to get back up, gets a body whizzer in.
I love it when they cut the corner like that, Benny, and go right to the other single.
And it looks like he might be looking here for a spladle. And he's long and lanky, but he's not that long and lanky. His takedown for Pearsall. 4-3. 41 seconds to go in the period.
Yeah, and as a toss-up, when you're planning out matches like this, I had 6 toss-ups, Benny.
Right.
And that's really going to dictate this match, which way the toss-ups go, and how many bonus points the number 1 wrestlers can get.
And sometimes, more importantly, how many bonus points the toss-ups get.
There you go.
They're the ones you don't look for.
Well, you can never predict that. You never know. Like a guy that's a toss-up gets 6 points. It's like that's what throws you off, and that's what gets coaches excited. Got to get your hips away, Benny.
14 seconds go in the period. You got to watch the stall call from behind, and gets the stall call from behind the wrist standing position, and then returns them to the mat.
At least he didn't get the stall and give up the 1.
Right.
As a coach, that'll drive you crazy.
He's back to his feet again, and time's going to run out. End of the first period. 43 lead for Jones. And Jones is going to take bottom off the Riders' choice. Second period coming up.
Hey, Benny, it's good to see young referee Nick Bramble here, who wrestled for Sally's. And he's been doing a lot of matches this year and doing a great job. It's good to see young guys getting involved in refereeing. Absolutely,
because we need them, no doubt about that. Second period underway. Jones on bottom. He leads 4-3. Pearsall looking for a turn. I think either coach here, I think Sussex Central might want this match a little more than the Riders, but I think both coaches keep it close. Keep this match, these toss-up matches close.
Yeah, and so far this is a really evenly contested battle. I'd be surprised to see any bonus points here. This looks like a 3-point decision going one way or the other at this point.
Minute 28 to go on the restart. Jones in the bottom position, leading Pearsall 4-3. First battle of the night at 160 pounds. Number 3, Sussex Central versus number 4, Cesar Rodney.
Trey Jones up again, Benny. He needs to get
cross lift and lifts and returns him to the mat, and gets a cross wrist as they come back down. Looks like he's looking to go like a barbed wire type thing. Switches off to three-quarter Nelson. Not there. Jones able to turn in. And Jones does get the escape. And we go out of bounds. with a minute to go in the second period.
Typically, Benny, you'll see someone try and hit the wall here as far as conditioning goes, but both these guys look like they're in pretty good shape so far.
Pearsall wrestling a little dangerous there, Scott. Forehead to forehead, hands down to the side.
He's looking to shoot, though. I think he's a shooter.
And there he is in on a low single.
Yeah.
Brings it up to mid-level, trips. And Jones doing a good job facing him. But any defense to a single like Scott is to face him. I mean,
Jones is long.
Right.
I personally like the Wizard from that position, but
and they go out of bounds with 29 seconds left in the second period. 5-3 Jones. We're in the neutral position.
I think when your leg's up like that, if you can back out and get nothing and start back over, that's a victory.
Starting the four-time Delaware State champ Damian Creighton over the years, and his biggest thing is win positions. Just win positions in the match.
Yeah, the interesting thing about him is he won those 4 state titles in the upper weight, which is kind of unusual to see.
There's a shot by Pearsall, and then a reshot by Jones, and a reshot by Pearsall again, and we're down to 6 seconds to go, and he wants to fight this off.
See, he's got the head. Benny, I think you Wizard there. That's or maybe I'm showing my age.
So we're going to move to the third period. Score still 5-3. And Pearsall is going to go bottom position.
I think Pearsall's in great shape right now.
I agree.
He's up by 2. He's got bottom. So we're going to see if Trey Jones is tough on top, can score some points. Pearsall gets out, it's going to be tough.
Puts a boot in.
You're going to have to get 2 takedowns or take down the back. So he's really in a precarious situation here, Trey Jones is. He needs to score something.
Me and Pearsall, Trey Jones on top with the boot in with a 2-point lead. And Jones looking to arch that back. He may be looking for some backs here himself. Scott going guillotine. Talk about old school. He's got him stretched out.
Uh-oh.
And he gets a little high. He's got to bail out of this. He does bail out. Gets the one.
Now it's a 1-point match, Benny.
5-4. And go behind. 6-5. And remember, Pearsall does have his stalling call if we get to that rear standing again. And we are in the rear standing position. And cuts and scores. 6-6. This match could come down to a takedown. Minute 7 to go.
Doesn't it always come down to a takedown?
Pretty much.
It comes down to takedowns and conditioning. Pearsall's been the more aggressive on the feet with the shots. Let's see if he goes back to that low single, Benny. Right now, they're hand fighting.
Jones is showing a little bit of fatigue here.
Yeah.
Just trying to hold position at this point with 45 seconds to go.
You know, when you're in a big match and you're the first one, the lights are here, the people are screaming, it's easy to get your heart rate elevated.
That's right. Pass by. Russian, 2-on-1 Russian passes it by. Jones able to step out of the way.
Pearsall's been controlling the ties for this whole period, so we're expecting this.
There's a shot by Jones, not a great one. Front headlock position by Pearsall. This is where he scored earlier. And he looks to go behind. Doesn't block the arm.
To me, that was a shot just to take a shot. There was no setup on it.
And both wrestlers rise to their feet. We might be going to overtime, folks. 10 seconds to go in the third period.
We might be getting free wrestling the first match.
Right. That would be free wrestling. And we're going to overtime. So this one all important because this is a first point scored wins in the first overtime.
So Benny, it's sudden death, right? It's 1 minute sudden death, and then they go to choice?
They go to the twin 30s.
Yeah, twin 30s.
It'll be a coin toss after this period if we get to that.
As a wrestler, the twin 30s are horrible if you have
shot by Pearsall, missed. He just kind of overshot it, Scott. Now in a front standing
he's in a cement
mixer. And he has to just belly out and not give up the pin here in overtime.
Yeah, he's got to belly out. He's got to look where he is. He's got 30 seconds, Benny. Now you're just fighting for survival.
And they get the pin with 28 seconds to go.
Trey Jones wrestled a good match. He wrestled a really hard match. And it's kind of disappointing to get pinned there
in
overtime. Yeah, it's disappointing. But I say he wrestled really hard. I think he got a little bit of conditioning issue right there at the end.
Absolutely.
Trey Pearsall just kept plugging away.
So we'll move to 170 pounds. The Golden Knights take a 6-0 lead, and this is where their strength is. So if the Knights are going to get bonus, they got to get it here. So we're going to move to 170. We'll have Sam Irving of the Riders.
Sam Irving is.
And Bunting. Bunting was ranked.
Yeah, Tyler Bunting, a senior, that's 16-7 from Sussex Central, going against Sam Irving, a senior from Caesar Rodney, who's currently 10-7.
Bunting was ranked headed into the weekend. Chris Hanley from Cape drops down to 170 and beats him in a wrestleback match. Kind of moved him out of the rankings. So you got Logan Montgomery moving down there too, the two-time state runner-up.
Yeah, and that's the time of the year where guys are trying to strategize and see where they fall in terms of the rest of the lineup. And we saw a lot of it last year, moving up and down. And I think Tony Weiss at 195, the number one ranked wrestler, is going to make a lot of guys decide
upper weights decide to go somewhere else. Absolutely.
Yeah. The least crowded field, 195. So we go Sam Irving from Caesar Rodney in the blue singlet, and Tyler Bunting from Sussex Central in the white singlet.
Nice lead, 6-0. Bunting's shot stopped to go out of bounds.
I thought that was a great shot. I thought that was.
Irving just able to get the hips down and stuff it.
He just hammered them down.
Minute to go here, first period action at 170 pounds. The Knights on top, 6-0.
Hips are such a big part of wrestling because they're the great equalizer, especially when you're tired or you're out of position that you don't really know where you are. If you have great hips and can hammer them down, it kind of saves you. Bunting
had a big pin at Dover last week over Gabe Evans. There was a great shot, takedown. Doesn't get him down in his hands. We're at beyond reaction time, and over comes Coach Shane Miller to success it. But getting back to Bunting, had a nice win with a pin over Gabe Evans last Wednesday night. And the Knights win over Dover. 40, I believe it was 44-20 something, but little doesn't tell what happened there because it was could have very well been a 4-point match as the Dover heavyweight got disqualified in the final match of the night, headed for at least a tech fall.
So Benny, what was discussion there? Where some of the fans at home might want to know about the?
I think Coach Shane Miller thought there was a takedown there, but referee Joe Labozo is saying it wasn't beyond reaction time. So the hands went down, unlike college where when the hands touch. Yeah. High school has the reaction time.
And to me, high school reaction time is relative.
And there's a stall on Irving, and he takes a shot, and they go out of bounds on the edge.
And there's been a modification this year on the rules, right, Benny? As far as
with the out of bounds, yes.
The out of bounds.
You can now score your back points and pins out of bounds.
But takedown still requires
2 feet in.
2 feet in. I like that. It encourages more action on the edge of the mat and makes people wrestle through the whole.
11 seconds to go here in the first period. Yeah, so we talked about conditioning, Scott, and sometimes a wrestler who is in condition in a big match like this may look out of condition just because of the emotions of the big match. So we end the first period 0-0.
Yeah, that's where you see experienced guys like Jackson Dean and Cameron Hayes and Rashad Strad as teammates and upperclassmen that should calm down these guys and get to the point where they can be out there and wrestle with that low heart rate and really be able to make moves to get some bonus points for their teams.
Bunting takes bottom up to his feet right away, and they go out of bounds. Minute 57 to go on the restart. And no score in this match. And Bunting's going to get this quick reverse, or escape, and go up 1-0. And Irving right in on a shot on that right leg.
Irving's threatened to score several times on the edge of the mat.
Absolutely.
He's looking at Coach Rigby for some inspiration, maybe. Coach Rigby, as you said, an alumni of Caesar
Rodney.
Yes. And former Milford coach, had a lot of success in Milford.
Couple state titles in Milford in 3 years.
Came back home to Caesar Rodney.
Shot by Bunting. He's in on the high crouch on that right leg. Now he subs up between the legs, and Irving's going to come back out around front, and he's got 2 legs, hands touch, takedown. And they go out of bounds. 3-0 Bunting.
Bunting's been very active in this match, working. He's definitely not taking a passive approach to this match.
And this being one of those matches where this is shade to Sussex Central, and they may want to get a little bonus out of this.
Yeah, I had this as a toss-up shade to Sussex Central. I didn't anticipate any bonus points, but The last match was a huge surprise. Sussex Central has a way of coming up with bonus points when they need them now.
And they go out of bounds. 59 seconds left on the restart. Shot by Irving, and Bunning goes behind. He's now up 5-1 here in the second period. Now Irving already with a stalling call, so he's going to have to build a base here to avoid a second stall call. And as I say that, he does that, and Bunning on the hip. So see what referee Joe Labozo does in this position. Bunning may be looking hazard roll here. And Irving rises to his feet and cuts and scores 5-2. Bunning leads with 17 seconds to go in the period.
This is where if you have a lead, the last thing you want to do is give up a takedown right here. Up 5-2 with 10 seconds left. The last thing you want to do is let them get back in it.
Nice job of keeping the hips inside, and they go out of bounds with 0.6 seconds on the clock. Irving almost able to capitalize on Bunning's little mental lapse there of just stopping at the circle. So we'll go third period, 5-2, Tyler Bunning, and Irving's going to take the bottom position.
So Irving down by 3. He's got to score something right here, Benny. Put himself in the position to battle back.
And Irving comes up to his feet. Bunning locks on the cradle, is able to get to the hip. And Bunning breaks the lock. And out of danger. Minute 42 to go. Bunning with a 5-2 lead.
Bunting rolling the wrist.
Yeah, he's going to have to get to a side to get that out. Be interesting if we get a stall call here, which way it goes. Irving has been on the belly, but Bunning staying square on the hips. And as I said, Irving rises up.
I think square on the hips and rolling the wrist is probably enough. probably for most refs' interpretation.
Well, it looks like he might have another cradle locked up, but he does not. Minute 8 to go in the period.
That's a hard minute ride right there. I mean, he controls
in college, you earn point here.
Yeah. Yeah, in college, that's a ride time right there.
Irving rises up, comes to his feet on all fours, and Bunning's going to cut him. Look at 5-3, and we get a whistle.
So a takedown will tie it up right here. And
50 seconds to go.
Coach Rigby's encouraging his wrestler. Give me one good takedown, please. So we'll see if he can deliver for Coach
Shot
Rigby.
by Irving. Reshot by Bunning. Bunning subbing himself up, going a little too strong for those ankles.
Bunting's wrestled a really good match.
He's got the low leg trapped. He has to get the 2 legs, though. And he's going to get it.
Yeah, there it is.
7-3 for Tyler Bunning with 20 seconds to go in the match at 170 pounds.
So far, Sussex Central winning what they have to win and picking up a couple extra bonus points, Benny.
Bunning takes a risk there, tries to roll.
For Irving, it looks like it's going to be too little, too late.
That's correct, and that's how the match is going to end. 7-3 for Tyler Bunning and the Sussex Central Gold Knights as they now take a 9-0 lead.
And Bunting wrestled a great match. I thought he really controlled the whole thing.
Right.
Went 7-3, really wasn't in danger. And when it came time to ice it with a takedown late, he iced it.
So we moved to 182 pounds. And that's Mike Wright for the Golden Knights. And I'm not sure who we have here for Caesar Rodney. And Wright in on a single leg right away. Austin Eon, I believe they said, but Wright's got him on his back. He's got the takedown.
And we were just talking about this, Benny. Previously, this would not be back points.
Right. And it could be a pin here.
Yeah, they could call it a pin. This is Michael Wright in the white singlet, #1 ranked wrestler from Sussex Central. He's a junior. And he's got Austin on his back here and looking for a pin out of bounds.
And they go out of bounds. 3 back points.
Yeah, that's a good job.
Right.
That's a good job by Austin fighting off his back. And and not giving up the pin early on. I think we'd expect some bonus points possibly here.
Yeah, I think the Riders kind of figured they're in it a little deep with Michael Wright, the number 1 ranked wrestler in the state.
Yeah, I think a victory for Austin would be anything less than bonus points. You know, sometimes in wrestling, that's the battle within the battle.
Right.
If you're a wrestler that's a little bit overmatched.
And Ray puts him to his back again, and there's the fall. So the Knights out fast and early. 15-0, 3 matches into the night.
And number 1 ranked wrestler Michael Wright of Sussex Central doing what he knows how to do, and that's what a number 1 wrestler should do.
Get the bonus.
Get bonus points for their team. Good job.
So we move to 220 pounds. For the Riders, Brendan Holder. I'm sorry, we're at 195 pounds. With Paul Hicks and Junior Cruz.
Junior Cruz, number 3 ranked wrestler.
Paul Hicks, I believe, ranked maybe
4.
4. So 3 versus 4 here early.
Yeah, and I love to see this. So Junior Cruz is number 3 ranked wrestler according to 302 Sports. He's a senior that's 6-0, and he's wearing the the yellow singlet, and he's going against Paul Hicks at 195 pounds, who is wearing the blue singlet. He's ranked number 4. He's a senior from Caesar Rodney, and he's 13-6. And this is a 2 top 4 guys, Benny. So
right.
So this could affect the rankings here. And it's a lot of work to do the rankings.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And I think a lot of people like to do their own rankings.
And they kind of let you know when you make a mistake.
Yeah.
So we got Cruz here with a headlock. Hicks keeping the hips low, wrapped around the waist. And that headlock was borderline illegal, Scott. He was starting to slip above that elbow.
Joe Lobozo was there, and I saw him looking at it.
And another headlock attempt.
So you don't see guys in this position in the body lock for very long in folk style. It's more of a Greco type situation. Hicks with the body lock and looking to score. Maybe a.
I tell you, whoever steps in front and throws wins this battle. They're both locked up tight. 40 seconds on the restart. No score, 0-0 at 195 pounds. The Golden Knights lead the duel 15-0.
And it wasn't because of lack of trying. There's no score.
Nah, that's true. Other than the last match, 182, a lot of the first period's been a lot of feeling out. These guys weren't feeling out. They were looking to throw quick.
They were looking to fill each other out in the air. while one was flying. I've seen Hicks wrestle quite a few times. He has really good hips. Mm-hmm. Really good hips.
And Cruz has a really good headlock.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Shot by Hicks, just not there.
I thought he lowered his level pretty good for a 195-pounder.
Lowered his levels, reached in, and there was no legs there anymore. Good job of Cruz getting the head down on the down block. So we're 0-0. Cruz will take bottom. And we're underway in the second period. And Coach Dan River telling him, like a big mat return. And I like the big mat return, Scott. We've talked about him before. You can take a little energy out of somebody.
Absolutely, and the fans like it too, Benny.
Oh, yes.
So there's a point for Junior Perez, who's in the yellow singlet. He's the senior from Sussex Central that's 6-0 and ranked 3rd in the state. Paul Hicks currently down by 1. He's a number 4 wrestler at 195 pounds in the 302 official rankings.
Absolutely.
302, the most official rankings available in the state of Delaware. And he's a senior that's 13-6, like we talked about. And this could have ranking implications.
Sure could. Second period action, approaching a minute to go in the second period. 1-0 Cruz, and he's looking to over-under again.
Cruz is going to have a hard time throwing Hicks, though. I really believe that. I'd like to see it, but I have a hard time believing it.
Big hand fight there from Hicks, putting him in the position he wants.
And I think Hicks can lower his level and shoot.
He just
really
did.
Do. Yeah,
he's got to have some confidence in that shot.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit of more setup, a little bit of more movement, something to take Cruz off balance a little bit. That's really what.
A lot of times, what that hand fight does, that hand fight sets up your setup. So you get a good hand fight going, go to your setup, and what used to be a setup and shots, now it's set up to a shot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of fans don't realize in a lot of ways wrestling's chess. It ain't checkers, man.
That's right.
It's step, re-step.
20 seconds to go in the period.
Oh.
Hicks in on a single leg.
Did you see that misdirection? I like
right.
It. He's got to cut it, Benny. Oh, my. That's a huge risk.
Yes, it was.
Cruz.
It worked for him at the Battle of the Beach. Didn't work there. He almost put himself on his own back.
That's the thing. I mean, like I said, Hicks got good hips. I don't think he's falling for that.
So we move to the third period. 1-0 Junior Cruz. Hicks going to take bottom position.
Cruz with the gator roll survives the fight another day.
Yeah, he's really lucky. Hicks kind of limped armed and stepped away, and he didn't end up on his back.
I think Cruz landed on his head. Hicks very confidently took bottom. Cruz throwing in the boots.
Right away.
Oh, when you see those feet go up, that's usually a bad
Not
sign.
a good sign.
That's not a good sign. For the bottom guy. Yeah.
Cruz with working a power half on the top side.
Hicks got ground into the mat right now. He's got to get something going.
He's keeping his elbows out, so that should keep him away from a stall call. And Hicks is going to have to turn him or abandon. He comes out with a half Nelson and gets the turn. No backs yet. And Hicks able to roll through. No backs.
Cruz had good legs, good power half, just couldn't capitalize on it. Hicks with the good hips and the roll through. What do you think? Another gator roll here, Benny?
Possibly.
Hopefully not. For
coaching staff wants him to snap him down and go behind.
Yeah, they want a conservative play.
And that's an escape for Hicks. 1-1. 58 seconds to go. So another match coming down to the last minute.
Another toss-up coming down to the last minute. Sussex Central's up 15-0 right now. Looking to pick up some points with a takedown here and add to that lead. Which is something they really need to do, Benny, because Cesar Rodney.
Lightweights are coming up, yeah.
So strong in the lightweights. So strong. So for Hicks, this is a pivotal match. If he could stop the bleeding for Cesar Rodney and put him in the position where their hammers are up, Coach Rigby be very happy.
Yes, he would. I noticed the Knights weighed in 2 195-pounders. Be interesting to see what they do there. I've not seen the one young man in a match yet this year.
You mean 220?
Yeah, no, they weigh 2 and 195, so see they're going to move one up. And we're going to go to our second overtime of the night.
This is free wrestling, Benny. No
Yes,
extra
sir.
charge at home. Did they blow the whistle?
Yeah, they did. They just need that extra 3 seconds. 1-1 here in overtime at 195 pounds with the Golden Knights leading the dual meet 15-0. And we said going in, advantage upper weights for the Knights. And so far they're taking full advantage of it with 2 pins. And crowd starting to get into it.
Yeah, I think this as a toss-up that shaded to Sussex Central, it would put them in a really good position to win this match.
Right.
And Hicks could really step up for his team and stop the bleeding. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Looks like, based on the pace here, it might be going to twin
30s.
Twin 30s. I can say confidently, nobody likes twin 30s.
No.
Well,
the nutty guys.
No one
shot
over.
by Hicks.
No one
a
over.
second to go. Shot by Hicks, and we're going to go out of bounds, out of time. So we go to our second overtime. 2:30 seconds, the twin 30s.
So how's this work, Benny, with the twin 30s for somebody that might not be familiar with this?
Sussex Central's taking a down position, so both wrestlers will have a chance to get out or score from top. If you get an escape, you keep wrestling. You wrestle the full 30 seconds.
So it's not sudden death, just if he
Nope,
gets
not
out.
sudden death.
Looks like,
And he's going to get the escape. 2-1 for Junior Cruz.
So now a takedown will add to the score.
Absolutely. You keep wrestling through the period.
Either way, Hicks is going down.
Absolutely. And yeah, he took a long time to get out on that last one, so advantage for Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz.
Shot by Hicks.
He might pin him, Benny.
And no, he gets the takedown now. So 4-1.
I will say Hicks has had some headgear trouble.
And 2 back. So 6-1 for Cruz.
Oh.
Well, they want to stay away from the pin here.
Absolutely.
In the third overtime. So smart move by the Caesar Rodney staff. You know, you just gave up 4 or 5.
Cruz threw in those double boots. Power halved him the last time he was on top. So Coach Rigby definitely doesn't want to repeat that.
Right.
So he's hoping to slow it down here. Just give up the
Just get out of it with a decision at this point. Or maybe get tough on top and get a pin.
I mean, you don't win a couple state championships because you don't know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
They come to the feet. Cruz returns them to the mat.
I was going to chin him back for a second.
Right.
So Hicks with the ride out. Cruz content to stay on bottom and win.
So they get the ride out. 18-0 for the Golden Knights.
So would you say things have been going kind of what we thought, Benny?
Yeah, I thought the Riders, if they're going to pull upsets, maybe 95, maybe 60, but I didn't think it was important. As we now move to 220.
So the seeds hold true. The 302 rankings reign supreme again. At 195, the number 3 wrestler tops the number 4 wrestler in overtime.
This is going to be Holder and Lasher. Brendan Holder, he was I believe, a second-team All-State lineman for the Riders. He was one of our players of the game in football this year. He had a scoop and score down at Cape and Lopin that put the Riders in front.
So here we have Benny. We have Hiram Lasher, a sophomore who's 2-9, wearing the white single for Sussex Central. He's wrestling Brendan Holder at 220 pounds, who's a senior and 7'3". He's wearing the blue singlet for the Riders of Caesar Rodney.
Holder spent some time in the rankings last year. He's not found his way there this year, and he's got a big headlock right now. Lasher with a body lock. And now you got Holder with the body lock.
And you got to think Coach Steve Bilbro, one of the great Caesar Rodney upperweights, has been helping out here.
And gets the takedown. And no back. And they go out of bounds. We're a minute 5.
I thought Holder popped his hips in.
Yes,
really,
he did.
really
yes, he
nice
did.
right there.
He's an athlete. Like I told you during the football season, on a block punt, he scooped it and scored it. You know, a little 25, 30-yard run. So he's got some athletic ability.
I mean, he's another one. He looks like he's got some good hips
And he's going to cut him as opposed to get the early stall call.
Wisely cutting.
Right.
So this is a toss-up favor in Caesar Rodney.
I would agree, yes. Two to 1, Brendan Holder here. Sussex Central leads the duel 18-0. So as we would say, as we use tennis terms, so far the Golden Knights holding serve, winning the matches that they're favored in.
Absolutely.
And Holder has another body lock, looking to throw.
And we're anticipating at some time in this match, like every great match, that there's going to be a big surprise and someone's going to swing something
right.
or get some bonus when they should.
Holder looking to pop those hips again. Lasher may just be a little tall. He got him once, I know that, but Lasher a little long and lanky for him.
And Lasher's trying to pummel in and hold good position and get his head in the right spot and hoping not to get body locked and tossed again. He did a good job when he got tossed not to give up any backs.
And Holder kind of pulls him into that single leg, looking to go front head. It's going to be his choice as we move to the second period. And Holder's going to take bottom position.
So Holder's up 2-1 right now. Start of the second period. He had choice, took bottom.
Took bottom, yeah. Maybe put points on the board early philosophy.
Lasher kind of hanging on the hips a little bit.
They rise to their feet. Holder looking to isolate that wrist. Does. Turns, cut, scores.
That's a great cut for a 220-pounder. That's good. Get your hips away and cut.
He's got another big body lock here, but he's up high on this one. He's going to try to step through and throw. He's got to get the hips in.
As the match goes on, the guys get sweaty. Sometimes it's hard to lock up that body lock.
That's when you want to get low, that lower back.
Yeah.
A little go behind there by a little slide by Holder. Nothing there. Minute 12 to go. And there he is digging that underhook in again. Has head position. Now he puts him under in the front head.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Holder. It seems like what he does well, and he likes to stick with it.
It looks like he's looking to go cradle here.
He's got to bury that head.
He had a couple tough losses down in the river. 2 one-point matches. One to Billy Ott of Cape and Lopen and the other Andrew Hawkins of Sussex Tech. Both those two ranked at 220 pounds, which is what keeping Holder out of the rank. Oh, Schmenditzer from his feet!
Oh, he's going to pop it, Benny. We could be looking at some bonus points.
Yes, we could. Bonus in a toss-up. Got to get his hips heavy. And he gets the fall. Brendan Holder gets the fall for the Riders. 18-6. Scott, you talked about swing matches. Is that it?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't see bonus points there, I can tell you that. I think Brendan Holder, the senior from Caesar Rodney, really stepped up, picked up some bonus points for his team. We'll see how it plays out, but I think that's a pivotal moment. You know, and I know Bilbro's working with him on the side there. That's a sign of a good coach. Holder pins and comes off, and Bilbro's working with him right on the side of the net. Hey, this is what I saw you did. This is what I want you to do next time.
Right. Big pin for the Riders. They're going to put themselves back in it with a nice lead, 18-6. And we're up to 285. This is Tyler Carr for the Golden Knights. And freshman, ranked number 4 in the state, Kevin Hudson out of Caesar Rodney.
Kevin Hudson wearing the blue singlet, number 4 ranked wrestler from 302 Sports. He's a freshman. He's 11-5. And Tyler Carr is a sophomore wearing the white singlet from Sussex Central. He's 8'8" at 285 pounds.
Now, Scott, you were a big guy all throughout your career. How tough is it for any freshman to wrestle at heavyweight?
Who told you I was a big guy, Benny?
Yeah, your wife. Home told me.
I'll tell you. Yeah, it's unusual. You know, we were just talking about that before. Damian Creighton, he was upper middle, but he was a 4-time state champ, which is hard to do as a freshman. It's hard to win those titles, you know, because those guys have that maturity level.
Exactly.
Yeah. Lighter weights, you tend to see more of the underclassmen, but you know.
Holder, the only freshman ranked at 285, and he's ranked number 4. He finished second down in Chantilly, Virginia this weekend at the tournament the Riders went to. And he ran into one of those mature men in the finals from what the coaching staff told me.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, wrestling against those guys. And part of the toughness that wrestling breeds is that when it's your turn to take your beating, you take your beating. You know, and when it's your time to put it on somebody, you put it on somebody. So, you know, we're expecting big things from this kid. He's a heavyweight freshman, and we've watched a lot of great heavyweights come through the state of Delaware, you know, over the past 25, 30 years.
Hudson, not so far this season known to be a pinner, was in middle school. But, you know, different animal now. You're stepping to 285. Yeah. You know, facing 18-year-olds. Has not shown. He has got some pins, but he's won a lot of close matches, which is a good sign for the Riders down the road that he can win those tough matches.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think at this point in your career, you're probably working on your techniques, working on your strategy, working on your moves, and hoping to set the tone for later on in your career when.
And that's how the first period ends. 0-0, just like it started.
Tyler Carr with choice. He's going to take bottom. Very confidently picking bottom, Benny.
Well, almost a no-brainer, 0-0, I think. You got to score. Some later robbers walking in front of our camera.
Hey, that's all. As long as they get here and pay their $5,
that's
right. I don't care.
So Carr rises to his feet, and Hudson just chops him right back down.
Yeah, Hudson with a little bit of a loose ride, but a nice chop. he's riding pretty much parallel, but car's not super.
Yeah, not doing a whole lot to get out.
Yeah.
And you're going to get away with that. When the bottom guy's not making any effort or a little effort, you're going to get that parallel ride.
Yeah, and a situation like this is a 2-on-1 or a cradle enough to keep.
Right, Hudson looking for a cradle here.
Labozo from making a call.
Now he goes front. Got a near side cradle, but can't lock it up. But he's got him flat.
I like that. I like that going to the front and going to the near side. That's good movement.
And it takes that thought out of the referee's head.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get to be a heavyweight sometimes. There's a lot of strategy involved, and it's a game of nuances as opposed to some lighter weights where there's move after chain wrestling. Heavyweights tend to be a lot of positioning and strategy.
The riders would love a win here, maybe even with some bonus as they roll into their lightweights who anticipate hopefully doing some damage for them.
Yeah, and I had this as leaning towards Cesar Rodney, so.
25 seconds to go. I thought he was going to do a cradle from his hip, and he's got him on his back. He's got the fall.
That was a really great sequence.
Yes, it was.
Especially for a freshman heavyweight. It's a really great sequence.
So Kevin Hudson, he puts the Vikings, the Riders back in it.
That's a bit of a surprise right there. That's something I did not see happening.
I did not have 2 pins going into this match.
I definitely did. So here we go, Benny.
And coming off that pin, now you're going to the strength of the Riders. At 106 with Patrick Wisniewski.
I think we're going to look back and think that those are two huge
Absolutely.
right there.
So we moved to 106 pounds, 2 minutes on the clock. First period. Patrick Wisniewski in the blue and Mason Ankrum. Scott, tell us who they are.
Yeah, so we have Mason Ankrum. He's a freshman. He's 11-5, wearing the white singlet from Sussex Central. And the number 3 ranked wrestler from the Diligent 302.
Oh, nice angle pick.
Patrick Wisniewski, he's a sophomore. He's 18-3, and he's wearing the blue singlet.
And he gets the takedown on the edge, and they go out of bounds. So Wisniewski, nice job just staying after it till he gets his takedown.
And Wisniewski looks like a wrestler to me.
Right.
He passes the eye test.
Right.
He looks like he can.
I remember last year, he's a sophomore, but he was behind Primo last year. He was 4th in the state.
Yes, this is his first year of varsity.
Yes. Well, he got some matches last year.
Yeah. And he was undersized last year.
Yes.
I think a couple matches that we did. But he looks like he filled out considerably.
Well, he's making a little bit of a cut to get to 106, 108 now. He just moved up. He was ranked number 4 in the state. He won the battle at the beach, and then he won the Chantilly Virginia tour. Inside trip to a double leg.
I love that series.
Yeah.
I just think that's.
That alone, it moved him ahead of Sam O'Neill of Delmar, who hasn't been on the mat lately and just doesn't quite have the pedigree that Wisniewski's getting so far this year.
And I love that chain wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
2-on-1. Don't ever give the Russians credit for that move, by the way.
Right.
That's a 2-on-1 to an inside trip to a shot. I mean, that's great.
And he's going to give him the free release, 4-2. So it looked like the Riders want to go build this major, approach the tech, and get a pin maybe. They want to go bonus here.
Yeah, you're really getting into the heart of the lineup. So.
Another high crotch by takedown for Wisniewski.
So including this wrestler, the next 4 wrestlers are all ranked in the top 4 for Cesar Rodney. So this is really the heart of the lineup. I think if Central really wanted to strike, they really needed to do it.
Right. Well, those 2 pins at the end, they allow the Riders to be a little more comfortable right now.
Absolutely.
And not have to press.
Don't forget, this match is going to end at 152, Benny, where
2 ranked wrestlers.
Number 3, Riley Tracy, is going to be taking on number 4, Drew Morris.
And that was a 1-point match at Battle of the Beach.
Yeah, and we anticipate a barn burner in the last match regardless of the team score.
So we move to the second period. Wisniewski's going to take bottom right away. He's up 6-3.
Yeah, and currently the team score is Sussex Central Golden Knights
18-12.
Cesar Rodney 12.
Ankrum, oh, he wants to get to go armbar. Now he's got a headlock.
Wow. What do you think, Benny?
This could swing things the other way.
Is it tight? Oh.
It's pretty tight and a long time to be there.
Great bridge. Oh, he's about to settle, Benny. He's pinned.
Still a minute and a half to go.
Wow. Great.
He's not out of it yet.
He's not out of it. That's super tight, Benny. Ankram's got to lift the head.
Well, he's got to get more out front with his hips because he's.
Great bridge. That he's pinned. Wow, Wisniewski's really fighting tough.
He's been in this since what, minute 40 something?
Yeah, that's a long time.
Now he's lost the headlock here. Now he goes back to it. 3 back points. What a fight by Wisniewski.
And Sussex Central really wanted to pin.
Yeah.
They're not happy. Several of their 14 assistant coaches
are on their
currently
feet,
complaining about it. Yeah.
Now he's got a double armbar on top. Wisniewski, I think, probably just trying to catch a breath at the third period.
Absolutely.
He was in that headlock over a minute.
That just shows you how tough some of these kids are, man. To fight out of that for over a minute, it's a long time.
And Ankrum will have choice in the third period.
Wisniewski looks tired. Yeah, Rigby. Smart move by Rigby coming over here to have a little talk.
Yeah, give his guy a little rest.
He wants some clarification.
On that illegal headlock, he was yelling.
Yep. He wants some clarification on that. And I'm interested if Shane Miller wants some clarification on the pinning rules.
Right.
He's going to come ask.
Well, I would stay away. I would stay away.
Yeah,
let this match go.
Absolutely. Don't give him more of a breath. I mean, you didn't get the pin, so you might as well move on.
Right.
Yeah.
I think what Rigby's arguing was that he was covering his face, his nose and mouth.
Yeah, and I don't have a dog in the fight. I kind of thought he was pinned.
Right. Well, yeah.
Though Joe LeBeau's is a long-time referee,
right.
well-regarded, well-respected.
So Ankram's going to go down 6-6 at 106 pounds.
So Patrick Wisniewski, the third-ranked wrestler in the prestigious 302 Delaware ranking.
And he's going to give him a free release.
Against Mason Ankrum from Sussex Central in the white singlet.
I think probably what you're going to see is take him down, let him up for a while, then get that lead built back up.
A little bit of cat and mouse now.
Right.
Wisniewski's trying to get his confidence back up.
Wisniewski right there, 2-on-1.
Yeah, don't call the Russian.
Gotta be careful posting on that head, Scott, because you run that arm up and now you got a double leg.
Yep. There's so many variations and moves from that 2-on-1.
Wisniewski with an elbow tie here, working his way in. Now he goes to the 2-on-1.
He's posted hard, hips away.
Right.
I think if you post and have your hips away, you're
a little safer.
Yeah. It's when you post without those hips away, they jam it right up in your face and double you. Wisniewski's right back to that.
Right.
See now, Ankrum not with the hips not away there.
44 seconds to go on the restart. 7-6 Ankrum.
What do you think? Ankram's going to try and stay away from him?
Yeah, but it's going to be hard to do it for 42 seconds.
Wisniewski just looks like a big 106 pounder.
He is a big 106.
Yeah, he looks big.
Shot by Wisniewski.
Now you're starting to wonder if LeBeau's going to hit him with stalling at some point.
And there's the stall warning. And Wisniewski was in on double, but cross-face away by Ankrum.
Now it's a little bit of a dangerous situation because.
And under 15 to go.
He's going to hit him again.
Inside trip attempt not there. And gets taken down.
I think being on his back took a lot out.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be a steal for the Golden Knights.
Yeah. I think that's a great match. Anchor wrestled good, but hey, you got to give Wisniewski credit.
Absolutely.
Off his back and not giving the boost. He got caught in the situation.
Right. So that's going to put pressure on the Riders to get themselves back in this match with some bonus.
So are they bumping Cole Jester here, Benny?
Yeah, old Jester's coming up against Kevin Bound. So we're at 113.
Yeah, so we have Cole Jester as a freshman, 13 and 10, Benny, in the white singlet. And we have Kevin Bound in the blue singlet, place winner last year. He's a junior. He's currently ranked 4th in the prestigious 302 rankings. And he's 13 and 5.
And he's in danger of getting put on his back right now.
Getting put on his back. Cole Jester's a freshman, and he had a really good middle school career. He holds a prestigious victory over Carson Camera.
And Bound gets an unhooked front head.
So we'll see if Bound can kind of stop the bleeding.
Right.
Get the Riders back on track here.
And Bound goes behind, gets the takedown. He's up 2-0.
And again, Bound looks like a big 113 pounder.
Right.
He's definitely an upperclassman, and
he makes himself hard to score on. His position is pretty darn good.
Yeah,
on his feet.
He keeps great head position. He's a compact guy, and that's going to be tight if that gets locked up. I'll give Jester some credit for
he will come out of it.
Yeah.
35 seconds to go here in the first period.
I tell you what, Bound's going from one to the next. I mean, he's transitioning from one move to the other. Oh, he's got to reinforce the bar.
Now digging the old fist in.
Nobody likes that.
Luckily for Jester, there's only about 15 seconds left in the period.
That's tight. Oh. The arm bar with the fist in the back's how alumni usually beat up on them.
Right.
That's how the older guys beat up on the younger guys.
So we move to the second period.
Coach Shane Miller has a question for a
I
referee.
think he wants a locked hands. That's what it looks like he's motioning. So we move to the second period. Kevin Bound leads 2-0 for the Riders.
I have always admired how referee Joe Laboza listens to everything.
Right.
And totally
just walks away.
and walks away.
He might probably even says thank you.
He does. He cordially listens to every single complaint. You know.
Former William Penn Colonial, Joe Laboza. Back when they had 98 pounders.
They've grown bigger now.
Yeah. Second period underway. Kevin Bound leads 2-0, and he's in the top position. We saw him nearly turn R-bar at the end of the last period.
And so far, even though he doesn't have any points, I've been impressed with his top game. His top game's good. And Jester for
he's staying active and
And Jester's a freshman and been fighting it off. So in a situation like this, you would think CR would get some bonus points out of this. And I definitely this is not a toss-up. I say it's favored CR.
Right.
You know. And I think stopping bonus points for Jester would be a huge upside, let alone try and pull off an upset.
And we're going to stalemate with 1:05 to go in the second period. Bone crushes him back down to his belly. A minute to go in the period. And here comes an arm bar and a wrist Now he switches to bar half. Goes back to the wrist. Puts the elbow in the ear. One swipe.
Jester tough on bottom, man. You got to think he's eventually going to wear him down.
Right.
I mean, how many times can you tempt fate? Sussex Central Golden Knights currently up 21-12 over the Riders of Caesar Rodney, and Kevin Bounds looking to cut that lead. He is riding out the freshman from Sussex Central, but give Jester a lot of credit. He's yet to give up any back.
No, he hasn't. 5 seconds to go in the period. And that's how it's going to end. 2-0 still Bound. And they're going to go into neutral position. Bound leads 2-0.
Bound super active here with his setups and looking to add to his 2-0 lead.
Shot, high cross, not there. Front headlock by Jester, but Bound he circles right back to his feet with head position, like you talked about his head position earlier,
Yeah, his
Scott.
head position's really good.
Now he's in on a sweep single, not there. And Jester looks to throw. That may have been a mistake.
That's too risky for me.
He's got 3 back, and now he's
To me, let Bound pressure and try and score and try and capitalize off that.
gets 3 back, makes it 7-0, so he's a point away from a major.
You know, and that's a freshman thing, and I think
Sure.
as he gets older, he'll
He'll learn from this.
yeah, he'll definitely learn from this.
He was able to weather the storm, so.
I mean, he wrestled super tough on bottom, super tough. I mean, he was in an armbar for about 20 seconds.
And it looks like Bound's going to give him the free release.
Yeah, so a takedown would put him in a
major.
Yeah, takedown would put him in a major. Sierra could use those 4 points.
And there's the free release, 7-1.
You know, we have 2 hammers coming up after this for Caesar Rodney. Mike Primo, number 3 ranked wrestler.
But he's going to be facing Yanni Morales, who's ranked at 113.
Yeah, and after that, you have Cameron Hayes, number 1 ranked wrestler at 1.
And there's the takedown by Bound. He's built the major 9-1 with 40 seconds to go.
And Ben, you talk about this all the time. Build your major, then you go for the pin.
Right.
Build your major, put yourself in a good position for your team, and then you look for the bonus points.
It's the formula winning championships, winning duels. (9-1). He's not going to be able to give him an escape, so he's going to have to stay active on top.
Yeah, and if Jester makes a mistake, he's going to try and capitalize it and pin him, but looks like that's not going to happen.
Like both of us going to be satisfied with the major here.
Absolutely. I mean, the major's great. I mean,
so that's it for 113 pounds. It's Kevin Bound with the win, major decision.
And that's a good dual meet team. One of your wrestlers gets upset, previous match, Bound comes back, stops the bleeding, and gets bonus points. Rigby's got to be happy with that.
So it's on to 120 pounds. And we're going to see Morales, I believe, weighed in at 120. So not really bumping up. On to 120. Primo and Morales, 2 returning state place winners.
Yeah.
So double leg by Primo.
Yanni Morales wearing the white singlet. He's a senior from Sussex Central. He's 5'4" and currently ranked 5th at 113 pounds. He weighed in at 120 like we talked about.
He's been out of the lineup for most of the season. His last competition was Beast of the East.
Mike Primo is the 3rd-ranked wrestler in the state at 120 pounds. He's a returning 2-time place winner, junior.
In on another double.
He's 8-3 wearing the blue singlet.
Primo is late getting to the season. Nice headlock. He hit that pretty quick, Scott.
Primo keeps great position, too. He's another one. Good hips, good head position. He's a hammer on top. Right now, Morales is in a little bit of trouble.
Right. Primo, like I said, didn't come out till after the beast, so he was out, just trying to get the certification, trying to get to 120. Ballooned up from 106 last year.
I had the same problem last year myself.
Right. Now he's cutting to 120.
Yeah, that's why I got a Fitbit, Benny.
Do you listen to it?
Absolutely. I do whatever my Fitbit tells me.
Mike Primo had 6-1 here first period.
And we've seen Primo a lot over the years. He's got great legs. He's good on top. He's got good hips.
He's in another side headlock. He's getting the best swipes here.
And
looking for the fall.
We talked about earlier. You can get pinned here.
And they go out of bounds. With 14 seconds left, 3 back.
And Yanni Morales, we've seen a lot of him too. He's an explosive, exciting wrestler. He's a little unconventional. He likes to take chances, and he's a pinner. He can score from a lot of different spots.
First period, 9-1. Primo.
Primo looks really confident this year, really in control.
Looks like he's having a lot of fun.
You know what's fun?
Winning.
Winning is fun.
In a little bit of a crab ride, he's going to give up a late escape. And that's how we're going to end the period, 9-2.
I've seen him in that situation reach for that high crotch, high single, right to a dump.
Right. So Primo's going to get bottom position. Here in the second period, he leads 9-2. Correction. Morales is going to go bottom position.
So I think you're in a situation here where Primo gets some more points like we talked about and builds a major. He's going to be looking for bonus points in the pin. Ooh, that's a power half.
Boots in with a power half.
Oh, my neck hurts just looking at it.
Primo inside wrist. He pulls it out and then goes to the wrist on the far side.
I love that inside wrist series. So many things to do off of
Well, you can steal a lot of time out of it, too.
I didn't say that.
I did. Peterson attempt by Morales. And Primo looking to get the boots back in. Down on the hip. He's got to get that hip back up. And as I said, he does. They will dig in.
So he got that power. What's he got on the other side?
I think he's surviving on the top side right now. He has an arm across the head. Yes, he had a power out. Got thrown to his hip there a little bit. Got out of position. Was able to work himself back out. Minute to go in the second period. Mike Primo with a 9-2 lead for the Riders. Sussex Central leads the duel 21-16.
And we talked a little bit about Morales this year. Hasn't really been on the mat that much, so we'll see if conditioning has a factor. And he's up a weight. So we'll see if as the match wears on. Deep into the third period.
I said Morales hasn't been on the mat in a while.
I mean, it's tough to wrestle 6 minutes when you've been wrestling all the time. So.
Right.
Primo grinding it out.
Yes, he is. He's making him carry that weight. And I guarantee he's not 122 right now.
Him and Bound both look good on top to me. Sometimes you see that where workout partners like to kind of resemble each other.
Right, exactly.
He's got a leg on the other side and a bar on this side. It's going to transition.
And that's how the period ends. And it's going to be Primo going neutral. You know, no matter how this match ends tonight, Scott, I think we're going to see this again the 10th of February. I think you're going to see these two in the semis.
Yeah,
possibly.
Sometimes, you know, and especially when Schulte was there, he would make moves early on in the duel to see what, you know, how guys matched up to set it up for the state duels. But
both these teams, they have to get through Smyrna.
So I thought Primo would take bottom and then get up and get the. Kind of surprised me that he took neutral. Because a takedown by Morales or you know, nothing.
There's a shot by Primo, goes behind, 2 takedown.
Great shot.
It's a little bit of a high crotch and a duck under, a little bit of each.
And Morales was hanging his head, kind of didn't get a good sprawl, no crossface. He looks tired now.
Yeah, this is the not being on the mat in a month.
Yeah. Now we'll see if Primo builds this lead here and really looks to
taking his time getting back to the center.
Sierra fans
They want that stall call.
Not happy about the slow walk back.
You'll get one or two of those.
So this has been a really cleanly called match.
I agree, yeah.
I haven't seen much of anything, you know.
That's because we're not on the sideline. The coaches see it all.
Well, when you don't have a dog in the fight, it makes it a lot easier.
Right. Little side headlock here. It's the old Matt Cathell style of wrestling. Side headlock from top.
God, was he funky, man.
Yeah.
He was. I saw him wrestle at Rough Rodney. Just tearing up some old guys.
Former Caesar Rodney Ryder went to Kent State, where he was a national qualifier. And got to watch Peterson here on the edge. 42 seconds to go in the match.
That's tight.
Primo's looking for him to step over and maybe hit him with a Merkle. Primo back to the center right away. Morales a little slow getting up.
Sierra fans really want Stone.
I got to put him in that ref's ear. Got to let him know.
But, you know, at this point, you know, you're looking at a major already. I don't know how pivotal that stall call is going to be. Even an escape by Morales, you're still going to have a major.
30 seconds to go in the match. Primo has the major, 11-2.
I'd say Primo really controlled this whole match.
Yeah, from all aspects, yeah.
Yeah, he really didn't. He didn't give up an inch, really. I mean, really controlled top. Wrestled great on his feet. Got out from bottom when he needed to. There's that power half late in the match. That's what you'll feel tomorrow morning.
Right. 5 seconds to go. I would say Primo's going to pull the major. And that's going to close it to 21-20. That's how it ends. 21-20.
Primo really wrestled good. I think as the season goes on, though, you'll see Morales get in better shape, and you might see him drop down a weight.
And they're going to send out Cameron Hayes versus Dante Beadle. Beadle, a transfer from Hodson. As we move to 126. So Hayes and Beadle. Hayes, he was a Hodgson Silver Eagle a year ago. Moved downstate. Now he's in the 126 pounder for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, Beadle, senior, 8-3, unranked in the 302. The definitive rankings in the state of Delaware. He's wearing a white singlet. And Cameron Hayes, two-time state champion. He's a senior.
Quick shot. Little, not a funk, but like kind of a little body wizard roll by Hayes.
He's ranked number 1. He's 21-2.
Throw by takedown Hayes.
That's slick. I like that.
He's another one that he chain wrestles like very well. I mean, there's chain wrestling and there's what Cameron Hayes does.
Yeah, and then the other thing I've seen from him is that he keeps that intensity of the whole match.
Right.
He keeps it rolling the whole match, and this is the tilt here that he's made a living on this.
Yes. A little reinforced bar tilt. It's a Caesar Rodney signature. Something my son learned here and took into college. He was, you take the armbar guys and you teach them how to tilt with it.
Yeah, and I think Hayes is really well suited for this, and he's got a couple different moves. I've seen Trey do quite a few off this. I've seen a lot of the Caesar Rodney guys. I really feel like Cameron Hayes has really perfected that.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
He scored a ton of points over the years.
31 to go on the restart. Hayes up 5-0 early. First period.
And really on top, he doesn't really lose control a lot.
No.
It seems like he just kind of grinds it out and
floats when he has to.
Floats, scores points when he has to. So right now, Sussex Central's up 21-20. Caesar Rodney's favored in this match. They have the number 1. The next match, 132. Benny looking forward. Sussex Central has the number 1 wrestler in the state, Rashad Stratton. Then 138, number 1 wrestler in the state, Jackson Dean, for Caesar Rodney. And
I would think the the Knights would play it safe now and send Stratton out 32 because they're going to be ending with Morris.
Yeah, and Drew Morris and Riley Tracy, 2 ranked guys.
Right.
I mean, you could see it where it could come down to that match, which is interesting.
5-0 Cameron Hayes after 1.
The other thing that's impressed me about Cameron Hayes over the years is he kind of builds up leads, and you don't really even realize he scores the multitude of points.
Interesting. Beetle takes neutral after only giving up one set of back points.
In his head, he might be a dominant neutral wrestler.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Beetle comes from a pretty well-accomplished
His father was a state
family.
champ at Christiana.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, is he cousins with, I think he and Javon Stafford?
They might be. I'm not.
Yeah.
There's something brought him to Sussex County.
Yeah, and and he's definitely an experienced wrestler. And he looks like a guy that's really good on his feet, though. He's got good motion. He's up and down. It's hard to make a living against Cameron Hayes.
His father may have been the last Christiana state champion. I'm trying to think of somebody at Christiana that could have been one after that. And Hayes gets the takedown. Dwight Beetle, former Christiana Viking. And he was right around the time of Sheldon Thomas and those guys, so
yeah,
he won his when it was hot.
I mean, Sheldon Thomas.
There's a stall call on bottom.
He won a big boy NCAA title.
Right. 4-time Delaware State champ.
Remember seeing Sheldon Thomas' freshman year and the predecessor to the Beast, top of the East, and
Mid-Atlantic Classic.
He really impressed me even then. He couldn't have barely weighed 106 at the time.
And there's a reinforced bar by Hayes, and getting the swipes here late in the second period. And Coach Ridley wants him going for the pin right off of that tilt. Referee holding 3 back.
Hayes in the blue singlet is really building up a lead. Beetle on bottom, just.
And then there's the 3 back. Makes it 10-0.
Looking to get something going.
So Hayes is going to go top position, so it tells me he's going to look for a tilt and then a pin.
Yeah, and he really quietly built up a 10-0 lead.
Yeah.
A couple of tilts.
But you talk about how he grinds it. He doesn't look like he's grinding.
He really does.
But he's grinding. I mean, he keeps people, face down in the mat.
Yeah, and he's a guy that's kind of made it look easy.
And Beetle was able to come to his feet, but only momentarily. And he's back. Isolates and scores 10-1.
Cameron Hayes, state title as a freshman, state title as a sophomore.
Third last year.
Semis last year, came back and won third. Sometimes I think it's harder to come back and win third.
Especially for a guy that's been there twice.
Yeah, especially a guy that's been there twice. You lose in the semis, and you got all those emotions, and you come back and place third. I think that shows a lot of character.
And Beetle went on a little knee pick there.
Oh, limp arm, beautiful.
And scores, and they go out of bounds.
That's a great limp arm.
And that takes away the major.
Yeah, that's the game within the game, and the thing that really experienced wrestling fans look at. That's a huge move.
So Hayes in the bottom position here, first time of the night. He needs a point to get that major back. Let's see how Beetle can ride. Beetle does have a stall call in this match.
Tight waist.
Yeah.
Tight waist and a claw.
Beetle's a big 26-pounder.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's got that wrapped. The only thing is, what do you do from a claw on a tight waist?
Right.
I'm not sure.
And there's an escape for Cameron Hayes. So he's got the major back.
So Beetle needs another takedown to avoid bonus points.
And there's a shot. He's using that reach. Hayes in the pits.
And I've seen Hayes here a lot. That's where he's slick.
Right.
He transitions from that front headlock to.
That's an illegal hold. The flip funk is now illegal hold.
Outlawed in 14 states.
Right.
I think if you're going to outlaw something, that's probably a good thing now.
Yeah, that could have been very dangerous if Hayes decides to drive as he's in midair.
Yeah. That's how they started stopping it after a while.
Right. Beetle able to get away from the go behind.
A takedown right here for Beetle would avoid the
major. Yeah.
Avoid the major.
Hayes looks like he's going to stay with the major, just counter wrestle from here on out with 18 seconds to go. And as I say that, he goes sweep single, grabs up both, and gets the takedown, 14-3.
That's a nice shot.
Brings the arm out, middle of the back. I think time's going to run out, and it does. So Cameron Hayes, he gets the major for the Riders. They take their first lead of the night, 24-21. And we move to 132. So let's see. Will the Knights make a move here?
They're sending out Stratton.
So Rashad Stratton comes out for the Golden Knights. And they're going to forfeit. (27-24). Sussex Central. We move to 138 pounds. And it's Jackson Dean.
Now, I do not understand that.
So it's going to be Greenlee.
Why would you forfeit? Now, you explain this to me. Why would you forfeit and then you're not going to...
Could be a momentum thing. And Dean take that right away.
I'm not a big fan of that.
I hear you.
I think you work so hard to be the #1 ranked wrestler in the state.
And now going for the fall.
You should let people wrestle. I think that's a bad.
And gets 2. And right back to the cross-face cradle. And gets the fall. Jackson Dean for the Riders. Puts him back on top, 30-27.
Jackson Dean just seems like he's getting better and better. He's a freshman state champ, came back for his sophomore year. He looks like he has really put in the work and improved. And he was really good last year.
Right.
So here we are. The Caesar Rodney Riders are up 30-27 over Sussex Central Golden Knights. And it looks like Ben Anderson at 145.
Against Jaden Savage. So a bonus win here for CR, and they could put the match away. And Anderson ranked #5 at 132. And Savage in a double leg. Nice hips by Anderson.
You want to get away there.
And I don't think he wants to get in a throw match this early, being up 2 weeks.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So really the strategy here is Jaden Savage doesn't want to give up bonus points.
Correct. And let it come down to 152.
Let it come down.
Let your senior do the work.
Yeah, the next match is #4, Drew Morris. He's a senior for Sussex Central. 15-2. He would be against a #3 ranked wrestler, Riley Tracy. It would be a tall tale for Morris to get 6, but that's the strategy. That's how dual meet championships are won.
So 30-27, Caesar Rodney. This and 1 bout left in the night.
Yeah, and I'd say Caesar Rodney's definitely favored here with the #5 ranked wrestler. And
shot by Savage. And now he's looking side headlock as Anderson drops down to a single leg. Don't want to break that lock. I know that head is bait. You want that cradle, but you got to keep that lock on the leg. And he's going to take it down to a low single. Now he's going to bring it up and table it. Now he's going for the head.
Wow.
And he's got the takedown.
So Ben Anderson's ranked 5 at 132.
At 132.
And bumped all the way up to 145.
Scott, he did a really good job on that single leg. He didn't take that bait early. He let it get down to the mat before he broke the lock.
And to me, Anderson looks big.
Well, you got to figure he probably gets a beating all week long from Hayes and Dean.
Yeah, and at 52, Riley Tracy's ranked 3rd.
Right.
That's what happens sometimes. You get that murderer's row where you get 2 or 3 or 4 really good guys, and all of a sudden everybody's good. Steel sharpens steel.
Right.
That's why those rooms are so important in championships. You have to have those really healthy, strong rooms where guys push each other.
This may very be a must-win match for the Knights, Scott. As time runs out in the second period. I mean, I don't think you want to go into that last bout with 2 ranked guys down 6. So 2-0 second period.
Yeah, and so far, Ben Anderson's been in complete control, moving up 2 weight classes. He does not look like he's overmatched.
No. He's an experienced wrestler. He's a junior.
Yeah, Savage has got to get his head up again. Like you were saying earlier, he cannot hang his head in these situations. He's going to get cradled or worse. Anderson's super long.
Central staff wanting a stall call, but I don't see any stall here. I see a guy working cross face, and there's the escape for Savage.
The Central staff has been requesting calls for most of the Nick.
So 2-1 here in the second period. Anderson looking just a whole probably good position. There's a throw by, but puts Savage in on a leg.
And you wonder if the weight's going to have a little bit of an effect as the match wears on.
Well, I think that's why he doesn't want to get too many tussles. Stay on your feet as long as you can.
Yeah. Oh my.
Throws that whizzer.
That was a tight whizzer. That's how you stop.
Savage, we got 2 hands on that leg.
Savage is a strong kid. He's got to pull that in, get his head out, and step up. Anderson fighting tough here. He is long.
All right, he stretches him out, breaks that lock, and he's going to get a takedown here. And he gets it. 4-1. Ben Anderson. I believe Anderson's got a choice, and he's going for the fall.
That would ice the match.
He's got it. Ben Anderson with the fall. And that ices the match. The number 4 ranked Caesar Rodney Riders has pulled the upset with 1 match to go. Kind of an appropriate song the DJ puts on for us. This is how we do it. There we go. We're going to end the night with a battle of 2 top 6 wrestlers. Here we go at 152. Scott, tell us who's out there.
So here we have for Sussex Central, a senior, Drew Morris, number 4 ranked. We're in the yellow singlet, 15-2, with one of the more impressive tattoo collections.
Right. You're always impressed by that when we do a Sussex Central match.
I always say that. Yeah, I always say that about him. And his brother, too. His brother had great tattoos.
State run-up last year at 195, I believe.
And Riley Tracy, number 3 ranked wrestler, the prestigious 302 rankings. A junior in the blue singlet from Caesar Rodney. He's 17-6.
So, Scott, after this match, we're going to cut away. Start thinking of an outstanding wrestler for tonight's match, the hammer of the night. There's a lot to choose from. And we'll announce it after our commercial timeout. We'll have hopefully head coach Dan Rigby over here for the Riders and our wrestler of the night.
Yeah, and if you're Sussex Central, you got to start thinking, where can I make some different moves? Can I get Stratton on Dean? You know,
I think they did everything they could do tonight. Pulling the upset at 106, some pins, pin at 60. That was if Central wins, my guy for tonight was going to be Pearsall.
Yeah, and I think that giving up the pins at 220 and heavyweight Central was a big deal. Anderson obviously moving up was a huge deal, and being Savage. I think Hayes and Wright and Dean probably did what we thought they were going to do.
Yeah, the Riders are also right now out with Ryan Rigby out right now. Not sure if he'll be back this season. He could be. He's ranked number 3 at 170. He's been injured since the Hattie Duncan tournament. There's a stall on bottom, and he's getting the swipes as he rolls through on the hazard. And referee Joe Labozo holding 2. And gets the 2. 5-2 for Drew Morris. So Morris with a 5-2 lead at the end of the first period. His change from the last match was he went out and scored early.
Yeah, he came out and attacked. I haven't seen much out of that Morris throughout his career being such an aggressive first-tier wrestler. It's nice to see.
Well, when he lost the match down at Battle of the Beach, he was visibly upset. It was a great match. Both guys, Tracy scoring and then riding him out in the third, and you could just tell Morris wanted it back, and here's his chance tonight.
Yeah, and that's the thing about wrestling is that you get those second chances. You see a lot of guys, they battle throughout their careers, and they trade wins back and forth, and they keep working hard and improving. And that's the kind of stuff that carries over for the rest of your life, that really helps you become successful in your career or whatever you decide to do after high school and college.
Got a text from Jesse Glenn, head coach of Laurel, says it may have been Latisse Neal was the last Christiana state champ after Dwight Beetle. I'm going to have to go check the old record books, Scott. I hate to not to know the facts.
That's okay, and I think the winner of that trivia question is entitled to a Sodell
There you go.
shirt.
There you go.
They have their choice of a shirt or a hat.
So Jesse Glennon, you're on the clock. If you're right, you're going to get a Sodell Concepts T-shirt.
Possibly a Matt's Fish Camp hat.
But you got to buy the dinner.
Yes, no. We can make that happen.
All right. Again, Scott Cameron, my color man tonight, also the CEO of Sodell Concepts. And Scott, coming up at conferences, you guys, you'll be our main sponsor again. You'll sponsor our outstanding. Do you remember who your first outstanding wrestler was that headed up a conference?
I think it was our buddy from Dover, wasn't
Anthony
it?
Fisher, yes, it was.
Fisher.
This would be
After I gave him the award, he said, "Who's that old guy that gave me that award?"
I said, I don't know, but you never go asking for a job, my man. Last year was Jackson Dean, so we'll be covering the conference again, semifinals and finals. They'll be at Milford High School this year.
State championships back at
Cape Henlopen, yes, which provides me with a very short drive this year.
Short commute. And it gives me a place to have something to eat at Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis. I think this year we're sponsoring some of the coaches that fish on. One of our 10 coaches.
Another one of my Mark Williams, another one of my 302 guys follows this. Beetle is Morris's cousin. You just thought he may have been Saffold. Mark Williams letting us know he was
and Morris wrestling good.
Right.
He is very active here today.
Up 6-2 with the stall call, and we're going to go to the third period.
Morris very focused, right back to the middle,
right.
Foot on the line, ready to go.
Right. Sometimes a loss changes things.
I tell you what, I remember all my losses and
right.
rarely remember or think about any victories.
I can tell you, Scott, back when we wrestled, maybe not you, but I wrestled, you started at the bottom, and heavyweight always finished. And at Sussex Central, us not having a heavyweight, I was always the last match of the night, and it was very hard. And I compliment Drew Morris here. Your team has lost the duel, and you got to go out and wrestle. That's a hard thing to do.
Absolutely.
And found myself that in a.
And he's wrestling against a kid he just lost to.
Right.
And he's up 6-2. Coming up halfway through the third period. Great shot by Tracy.
And guess takedown.
Oh, and he cuts him.
It's a 7-4.
We'll see if conditioning has a factor in this match at all.
Drew Morris with the lead.
And the Riders have secured the duel. They're up 36-27. So even a pin by Morris. So the duel's
shot by Tracy. Yeah, Tracy, he's been a starter since his freshman year, and he took some beatings as a freshman. I believe he was around 138, 145 pounds. And now, as a junior, he's ranked top 6 in the state.
Yeah, right now these guys are wrestling for their ranking.
Shot by Tracy.
They're going to see each other in conferences probably.
Oh, they've got 3 to 5 more matches left this season.
They could see each other in
state duels.
They could see each other in states. Tracy's got to get some elevation here, huh? I think Morris has him locked in the crotch and the leg.
And into a funk. 20 seconds to go.
He can't let go of that funk.
No. Tracy needs to use that. Use that arm over your foot and bring it behind. Now he goes the wrong way.
Morris tough. Got to get elevation. Usually the guy with the higher head wins.
And that's going to be a decision for Drew Morris. So, little minor ranking upset.
I thought Morris wrestled great.
Scott? What does that say? What's bottom numbers?
So Benny Mitchell with a 33-31 prediction.
36-30, not bad, pretty close. So, folks, we're going to take a commercial timeout. We'll come back with hopefully Coach Dan Rigby and the wrestler of the night. We're going to discuss it, and we'll be right back.
Solo Concepts is the premier restaurant group in Southern Delaware. We have 8 restaurants from Lewis all the way down to Fenwick. We have a catering company, a food truck, a soda company, a film company, and a management and a consulting company. We believe in beautiful, simple food. We like to develop the people we work with, and at the same time we have a little bit of a higher mission, and we're trying to make the world a better place. And we have a group of people that every day wake up and they get after it, and they're all focused on one thing, and they're trying to make a great company, and we're trying to make the Culinary Coast a national focus for the United States as a food destination. I think we've done a really good job of that in the past few years. The daily grind of the restaurant can be very difficult. You're dealing with alcohol, food, and people. Those are 3 highly volatile things. So sometimes it's better to have a little bit of a higher calling, a little bit of a higher purpose, that as a group we're trying to get together, stick together, and be about something. And for us, it kind of gets us through the hard seasons and the hard times that we can rely on each other. We have about 150 full-time year-round employees, and then every season we hire, I think this year we hired about 270 people. So we have 270 seasonal people spread out throughout the whole county. And for me, it's great. And some of these people started out.
And welcome back to Cesar Rodney High School, ladies and gentlemen. The Cesar Rodney Riders said we're back. 36-30 over Sussex Central. Scott, you're a wrestler of the night.
I really like Ben Anderson. I thought he really iced the match. That pin at 145. He's a 132-pounder, ranked 5th in the state. For the team, he bumps up over Jackson Dean, comes in and pins a game wrestler and Savage, and I think that was it. It put it out of reach. And even though there were 2 ranked wrestlers at the final weight class, I think Ben Anderson's the wrestler of the night. He iced the deal for me.
And I'm going to agree with you, but I'm going to go soft. I'm going to go 2 guys tonight.
All right, what do you got?
Brendan Holer, 220 pounds. He got it started.
He really did.
It was a toss-up match, and he got the pin, and he got it rolling.
And let me tell you, when you want to win big matches and big duels, and you want to be a good dual team, your guys that are toss-up guys get pins. And he got a bonus, and he got a pin. And I agree. I think he got it started.
Folks, that's Scott Cameron with your wrestlers of the night. We'll be right back with those 2 guys and head coach Dan Rigby. Folks, be right back.
Hi, I'm Scott Cameron from Solo Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare in a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Cameron from Solo Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare in a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Cameron from Solo Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
They joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of...
Hooters, have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Just a little. And welcome back to Caesar Rodney High School, ladies and gentlemen. Benny Mitchell here with our two outstanding wrestlers. I'm going to start here right with Brendan Holder. Brendan Holder, you got it started. You got the big pin at 220, which we kind of thought was a toss-up shade in Caesar Rodney, maybe not get bonus. You throw the big stand in cement mixer. Where did that come from?
We were working on it, yesterday at practice, and I saw it, so then I just took it. That's all it was.
So, you got it rolling, you stopped the bleeding. We thought a win would stop the bleeding. The pin just kind of brought you guys together. Talk about how your team came out and responded after your pin.
I feel like, got everybody hyped up, definitely it's swing, everything into our favor, and I felt like it was like a big confidence booster for the whole team, and it set us up.
My color commentary, Scott Cameron, said that, this is a 220-pounder that looks athletic. And I said, my man, he had a scoop and score back in October. So you picked up the ball, a little boogie down the sideline, and you helped the Riders beat Cape in the football game. So congratulations, you're our first ever dual sport outstanding athlete. So you are, without doubt, one of our hammers of the night. And that'll be up on Facebook and all our social media. So go hand the headset over to Ben Anderson, our co-hammer of the night. Okay, Ben, and congratulations. This is your second one this year. But tonight, you bump up 2 weight classes. And I know you guys were expecting to win, being ranked at 32, but you bumped up 2 weights, and you didn't just get the win. You got the stick, and you put it away. Talk about your match tonight.
I had my job from the get-go, and I knew especially towards the end of the match when it was getting closer than it should have been that I had to stick that guy, and I had to, be a team wrestler. So...
Let's talk about this guy. He was late coming out, football player, took his time getting out. He's lost some close matches to some ranked guys, but he got you guys rolling tonight. That had to jack up the entire team.
Oh yeah, especially like that early. We knew our couple of our big guys were gonna come in big for us, and this man Brendan Holder, 2-sport athlete, great in football, great in wrestling, love him to death.
So you bump up and your lineup. You got to give the coaching staff credit. The lineup tonight, they have Rashad Stratton kind of frozen there between Jackson Dean and Cameron Hayes.
Yeah.
And kind of gives them the ability to move you up like they did.
Yeah.
And the kid was strong. It looked like early on you wanted to get in a throwing match, and you thought better of that.
Yeah. No, he definitely had me in a throwing match. I looked at Reese, told to stay away from it, and.
Right.
It's just avoiding it the rest of the
time. Yeah, I saw you take a couple attempts with that overhook throw, and you're like, I'll just stick to my game.
Yeah, the first one didn't work, so I just stayed away from it.
Okay, folks, these are our hammers of the night, our outstanding wrestlers, and we'll be right back with head coach Dan Rigby.
Locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare in a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Cameron from Soto Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare in a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach.
And welcome back to Caesar Rodney High School here with head coach Dan Rigby. And Coach Rigby, me and Scott Cameron said before the match, kind of the theme of the night was Sussex Central wanted to stay. We're still here, but the Caesar Rodney Riders tonight said, we're back. Talk about your team's performance tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal. Both of our teams have been out for the last week at a school, so it was kind of who can put the best lineup tonight. Fortunately, we did. Some of our hammers didn't come through like we normally do, but it was a total team effort having some of our young guns step up to the plate and get the wins for the team. So that was really nice. And, hopefully I told the guys before the match, this is a chance for us to kind of prove that we're kind of getting back to relevance here at Caesar Rodney, and so we're excited about that.
We'll get to your hammers of the night in a minute, but Kevin Hudson, not a pinner, but he was tonight. That was huge.
Yeah, we've been working with him the last 2 days in the practice room, and actually been working on that near side cradle and things like that. So he's a kid who's relatively new to the sport, a little bit inexperienced, and he's a sponge right now. He's learning a lot, and he's going to be somebody people should watch out for come end of the season.
And our first outstanding wrestler, the hammer of the night, Brendan Holder. We were saying here at the commentary table, he just needs to stop the bleeding. He does more than stops the bleeding. He hits that big standing mixer and gets the pin.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, I knew his mentality going into this match was going out for blood, and he did a really good job. He was on the fence about wrestling last year and this year, and we're happy to have him back because he's a guy that has nice, strong leadership qualities, and when the team needs him to come up big, that's what he did tonight for sure.
Yeah, he's our first dual sport player of the night, football earlier this year, and now wrestling. And now Ben Anderson with a no doubter. Not only does he bump up 2 weights, you just need a win. Because you're kind of safe with a 6-point lead. He goes out, or with a 6-point lead. He goes out and gets the stick for you.
Yeah, I told Ben going in. I said, "Hey, I'm going to need you to step up to the plate tomorrow night and not look how big this guy's muscles are." And I said, "He's big and strong, but I'm going to need you to step up, go up 2 weight classes." He said, "Whatever you need for the team, I'll do it." And he told his mom before the match, "Man, that kid is huge. But guess what? I'm going to pin him tonight." And that's what he did. And just a testament to his hard work and dedication.
He early on wanted to throw him, and I saw he tried that overhook throw a couple times. He said, "Okay, I'm going to go back to my game."
Yeah, that's probably a little smart on his part, and Ben's Ben. He sticks to his horses, and he gets it done no matter what.
Okay, Coach Dan Rigby, the Riders pull up an upset tonight. The number 4 ranked Riders. I know you won't tell your wrestling room it was an upset, but it was a rankings upset. They knock off the number 3 ranked Central and the defending state champs. So now ahead of you is Sally's and Smyrna. You got them both on the schedule.
Yeah, Sally's and Smyrna are both going to be tough. Every match in the Henlopen Conference is tough. I told my guys we can enjoy this victory tonight, but we got to get back to work tomorrow. We got a big road ahead of us, and we're going to see this team again at the end of the year, and we'll probably both be different teams, so we got to be ready.
Congratulations, Coach Dan Rigby, and the Riders win, folks. Thanks for joining us tonight. Saturday, 5:30, we'll be at the Stephen Decatur High School for the finals of War on the Shore at Stephen Decatur High School. War on the Shore. Your final tonight, the Caesar Rodney Riders 36, the Sussex Central Golden Knights 30. Have a good night.